morning.
Morning. How are you?
You guys had a good weekend. We were here working. Saturday we ended up going to a morning scrimmage, obviously because it rained in the afternoon. I had a nice night practice Sunday night, day off yesterday, so should be fresh today. Got a good scrimmage in on Saturdays. Happy with where we are. Saw some really good things. Saw some things obviously we need to clean up as always. But we got 125 offense, defensive plays and another 30 special teams plays in. So you're talking about 155 total plays, which I was happy with that. Number one, we got our reps in. We got what we needed. Got a good 2 minutes at the end. But I would say just the explosiveness of our offense in the passing game was there, in a big way. So we've got to, shore things up defensively. Again, they've gotten really good at throwing the deep ball. Phil, Christian, and Nate all had big plays in scrimmage as far as just big passes, whatever they were, which I won't get into. But got to make plays on defense and defensively stop the run. And that's kind of what we do. So we know what we are, we know who we are, and I was happy overall with where we are coming out of that scrimmage.
Pat, how do you grade the progress that Phil has made to adapt to your offense?
You know what? It's hard for me to grade it. I mean, I think that's a great question for Cignetti. Just from listening to Coach Cignetti, he's kind of just way ahead of where he was when he was with them last. So he's just. I know Coach Cignetti's impressed. It's hard for me to compare. I can't say where he was except he kicked our butt in 2020 up there after we had a ball bounce off the upright. If anybody recalls that,
I was there.
It makes me still sick here. I don't remember any other play except that one. But
Can't sleep at night.
So can't sleep at night. So it's hard for me to answer that. Where he is now, hey, Coach Cignetti, what is the difference between where he is now and where he was when you last took him? I think that's a great question.
Are you still going through the learning curve with the safeties, these young guys?
Yeah, kinda. I mean, I look at it. We talked about Javon and how good he's been, but really the guy that played really well in the King's scrimmage was P.J. O'Brien. So he stepped up and had a nice day back there. But Steph Hall's doing a nice job. I think he's making strides. Donovan McMillan's making strides. And Cruz Brookins is kind of sliding up into the depth charts as well at the safety position.
How close is Brandon George to Royce beating that middle linebacker?
Brandon's doing a nice job. So it's a work in progress. To be honest with you, at this point, he's in that. I would put him in there as one of those four guys, one of the four starters at linebacker. But we're only going to start three. So which one's it going to be? We'll figure out when we get there. But that's a daily evaluation.
Who was on the receiving end of some of those completed deep balls?
Oh boy, who was? I tell you, Bub obviously was on on a couple of them. Cha was on one of them. Had a nice. It was really good to see because you think of him doing all the short stuff and getting the ball in his hands. He had a great deep ball. Probably tell you who was on the. Jake had one yet. Jake had one at the end in a 2-minute drill. Whether the quarterback was sacked or not, everybody will have discussion on that. There was a fourth down earlier where the quarterback scrambled and did he get a first down or not? The head coach said it was a first down, so it was a first down. One of those deals, so maybe not gone through, but there's all kinds of discussions there. But it was a good day.
Are you getting? What have you seen from Bub as far as the consistency, the down-to-down consistency?
I'll tell you right now. We talk just receiver play. He's been very consistent. And I'm going to go add into it special teams. I mean, that guy's been a gunner on our punt team, and right now watching him run down on the punt team, I'm like, holy cow! Like he's going to make himself some money if he can run down as a gunner, and he can consistently do that in a game on a punt team because he's special right now. I just love his work ethic and everything he does. He's just an unbelievable kid.
After Bub and Konate, are there any receivers that are kind of setting themselves apart from the group?
Yeah, another deep ball. Damian Reynolds had one as well. Dejon Reynolds, he had one as well. Going back to the deep ball question, so he's done a nice job. But some of those young guys, man, those guys better watch out. Kenny Johnson had one. Kenny Johnson always has one. I forgot about him, but he always has one. Kenny is separating himself. Zion is separating himself a little bit, from some of the other guys at this point, in my opinion. And Jake's done a really good, solid job.
Did you have any, either this summer, this offseason, any walk-ons you put on scholarships?
Not yet. We wait till August to do that.
I'm sorry if I missed this. Did you mention a winner from the scrimmage?
A winner. The offense won the scrimmage. And again, I'll mention this. It's a great question. Nobody wants to. You guys don't know. You don't care who wins or loses. So the offense won the scrimmage. The offense won the scrimmage. it came down to the, not the 2 minute, but came down to, I always tell the guys, I don't care who wins or loses, but the offense didn't turn the ball over. The threes had one quarterback center exchange. We don't even count points with the threes. I don't know if you knew that, but just really ones and twos. We count their points and let the threes go play and not worry about giving up a TFL or, we're losing the scrimmage because the threes turned it over. But the ones had one turnover the entire scrimmage. And when you play, over 100 plays with the ones and twos, and you have one turnover, it might as well have been a punt, and it was MJ Devonshire with one heck of an interception. It's an ESPN highlight.
Did you catch the release of the AP poll yesterday?
You know what, I didn't. I heard 32, but I didn't catch it. I didn't look and see who's in front of us, but I don't really care.
Do you like having a chip on your shoulder?
We always going to. If they ranked us 15th in the country, we'd still have, a chip, so it doesn't matter.
All right, walk through